Okay, welcome back. So now we are going to touch basic drafting. First, switch off your intro to drafting. If you notice there's some leftover lines, do not worry because you are working on default layer. We must select off the balance leftovers. Right click at intro to drafting, change object layer. So when you switch it on, the lines are there. Okay, so now we switch on basic drafting. We're going to start drafting out items already to scale and to dimension. So the first one, we're going to touch rectangle tools. Make sure you have your standard on. So the width is 40, the length is 60. So click on the rectangle tool, click on anywhere, because right now we don't have a specific point to start. Remember that always Rhino will register the length followed by the width. So my length is 60, my width is 40. Done. If you need to check, you can always move, snap to the edge, the end, and then check if there's any misalignment of sort. Undo to return it back to place. So now we are going to touch the other one. Similar to the previous rectangle, is 60 in length, 40 in width. Sorry. So we type 60 for the length, 40 for the width. Okay, the diameter is 40. So when we type on the fillet, when we click on the fillet, the radius here, you must switch it to 20. Rhino will prompt you for the first curve to fillet, which is this, followed by the second. Once done, enter again to repeat the last command. Then click on the second one. So you are done with this. The next one, we must place the circle of a diameter 15 at the midpoint. Okay, so we switch on our circle, click on our circle, find our midpoint. Okay, then we have a diameter. Right now diameter is 40. The diameter is 15. We must change. The next one, we must move it from the edge to 70.5. So what we do is we type M, move from mid to 17.5, enter. So they will prompt you at 70.5, where do you want to lock it in place? We want to lock it horizontally. Once you lock it, just click and it will lock in place. You can double check again just by moving, send to the end and check it. So once it's aligned, you can undo. The next one, similar to previous one, the length is 60, the height is 40. Okay, so now we need to fillet it. This fillet is radius 10. Tap on the fillet. Right now the radius 20, change to 10. Select first curve, select second curve. The diameter is 40, so the radius is 20. 20. Then select first curve, select second curve. Okay, this one is snap to center. So we click on our circle, snap to center. Make sure you have your center on. Then you type diameter 10. The next one is radius 10, so your diameter is 20. Snap to center, type 20 for diameter. So you have that in place. You can always double check again. It's on in place, it's all accurate, and then undo to return it back to its place. Okay, the next one. Okay, the next one, how do we do it is we can place everything, then we fillet and we trim. So the first thing we can draw is the circle, diameter 40. So we click on the circle, type anywhere, diameter we click 40. Right now I'm going to introduce to you rectangle drawn from the center point. Snap to the center, So the length is 40 for the small one, and then the height is 10. So this small rectangle is this part drawing here. So we click again, we need to draw the bigger rectangle. So this is 60, the height is 30. Alright, so now we have this. The next thing we can do is to fillet the edges. Click on your fillet again. The radius is 10, so you must change the radius input. Make sure it's in 10. Select first curve, select second curve. Again, repeat, click. Right. So the next one, what we need to do is to trim. Type trim, select cutting objects, and then we can delete the unwanted parts. So now this is centered, this is done. We need to fillet this part. Okay, if the height here is 10, the diameter is 10 basically. So we click on fillet. The radius we must change to 5. So we click. So this drawing is done. If you need to check, just press M, move it in place, check if all the drawing are fine, undo to bring it back to its place. Okay, the next one. Okay, we do not want to draw with curve yet. Okay, so for this one, we need to draw a line at with a 60 mm length. Type 60. Enter. Okay, this ellipse is 40 mm in height. So what we can do first is to offset at 40 mm, lock it in place. Once that's done, we click the ellipse, select the diameter, meaning the end to end, and then we can draw the ellipse. We select the end, the second one there, select the end, and select the height. Select the mid. Next we can do is to trim it. So we select, we trim. Can remove this, we select this both. Let's just move it and check. Okay, undo to put it back to place. The next one, it's quite simple. So it's 30 here, it's 40 there. Using the interpolate lines, the one that I shared previously. Click the bottom here to start the base, type 30. So lock it horizontally by pressing shift and then click. So the next one, the height 40, type it. So lock it vertically by pressing shift and then click. Okay, the next one we want to do is to snap it to the edge. So that's done. Sorry. Okay, if you check here, it's 5 mm difference, 5 mm difference. This is 5 mm difference. So what we can do is to offset the triangle. We select the triangle, select 5, and then just click it. Select everything just to double check. Okay, so now we have the items there. Okay, the next one I'm going to share with you is the polygon tool. Okay, before we draw the polygon tool, we must draw this guideline, 20 mm. So drag from anywhere, click from anywhere, type 20, lock it vertically by pressing shift, and then click your mouse button. To end it, just press enter. Okay, the first one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-sided. So we click on the first polygon. Okay, using the center. The second one. Okay, the number of sides we change to 8. Then we just drag it in place. Done. From center to the edge. Okay, the next one I'm going to share with you is the center to the radius. So if you type or if you click on this tool, Number of sides, we do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the center of the polygon, 2. Okay, it's 10. So this must snap to the mid section. So now it's done. We can select both or press move and check. Okay, so now we got that. Okay, the last one. Okay, the last one I'm going to share with you is the chamfer tool. So we need to draw a 60 by 40 mm rectangle again. Okay, 60 mm, 40 mm. Okay, let me just move here so it's quite neat to see. Okay, this is 40, this is 20. Okay, click and drag. You want to select the second tool, chamfered curve. Okay, the first curve to chamfer, the distance, we must type 40. The second chamfered distance, which is this one, we must type 20. So now we need to select the first curve to chamfer. Then select second curve to chamfer. Okay, once done, we type M. We check whether it's similar. Okay, so there you have it. Basic basic drafting tools, starting from the rectangles tool, the fillet tools, circle using diameter and radius. Again, the same. We use offset, we use snaps, we use ellipse, we use offset again, we use polygons, we set the numbers of sides, and we did chamfered by distance. Okay, the next exercise after this will be dimensioning. Okay, just to show you what you can do with dimensioning. So if you click on drafting tab, if you press the first tool here, linear dimension, if you click edge to edge, we can have the dimensions 40 and then 60 here. Okay, so there you have it. The next session we will cover more on the dimensioning tools. How do you place dimensions? How do you snap the dimension? How do you change the text? How do you edit all this? Okay, till then complete all the exercises because you need to submit at the end of the semester. Thank you so much. See you guys.